Welcome to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I'm happy to be here with you today to speak Ojibwe and learn about the language and culture.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Okay, hey, BOOZHOO, and welcome back to Days of Our Lives. Remember that show? Is that still on TV? I think it is. And I think like Bo and Hope. Is that his name? Yeah. And Kyriakis. I haven't watched it since the 80s. But I think that's still on. I think all those characters are still there. And they're just old. And like tons of plastic surgery. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Gwen Carly? BOOZHOO. For English speakers, what Gwen is saying there is hello. Hello. BOOZHOO. In our language, we use the word BOOZHOO when we want to say hello, huh, sweetie? That's right. BOOZHOO, Gakina. Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Natasha. What's going on? And I say, hey, yay, 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 yay. Hey, yay, yay. I said, hey. Nah. Hey, look over here. It's Michael Lyons, the rock star cartoonist, sweetie. Well, hey, Michael, what's going on? Hey, everyone. Welcome to the show. How you doing today, buddy? I'm doing great. How are you? Oh, I've never been better. I'm at the top of my game. Are you really? Yeah. John Redcorn. BOOZHOO Niji. Wigglebutt Farm. Hey, Wigglebutt. Wigglebutt Farms here. And Sequoia Hummingbird. Oh, BOOZHOO from the Gitagan. Gitagan. What does Gitagan mean, sweetie? I forget. Is that from the Apostle Islands? It could be. So are the days of our lives, says Jim. Jim knows what we're talking about. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Terceros de Tomas. Hey, Terceros de Tomas. Welcome back. Welcome back, Terceros. Yeah. Time just keeps getting faster and faster as you get older. I know. All those cliches I heard about when I was a kid. Oh, when you get older, the years go by faster. And I remember thinking, well, yeah, that's because you're old. You know, when you're 5, 1 year is 20% of your life. When you're 50, 10 years is 20% of your life. Is that right? Yeah. You know. But it does seem like time goes by faster all the time. I know. Except during the winter. Yeah, last winter time stood still. Yeah, time stood still last winter. You know what I'm saying, surrealist? Oh, garden. Garden, Gitanagan is garden, sweetie. Oh, Gitanagan in the garden. In the Garden of Eden, baby. In the Garden of Eden. This morning on this Nij Anishinaabe, no, it's Nij Gijagud. Nij Gijagud. Nij Gijagud Day, Tuesday, the second day. This is our day. I would like to tell the story of the Garden of Eden. Back in the days of the Bible grandfathers, there was a garden called the Garden of Eden. And get the gun. Get the gun. Get the gun of Eden. And after Gitchumanidu, the Great Spirit, he made everything. He made all the birds in the air and the fish in the sea. Gathered the waters together. Put a dome to separate the waters above from the waters below. Set the sun and the moon in the sky. And set the stars in the firmament for signs and seasons, sweetie. Yep. He put one guy in the Garden of Eden, and he called him Adam. He said, "Here you go, my boy. Let's call this place the Garden of Eden. And enjoy." And Adam goes, "Who's Eden?" What do you mean? Who's this Eden? It sounds like a chick. Shouldn't this be the Garden of Adam? This is my garden. You gave it to me. He goes, "Yeah, but I'm calling it the Garden of Eden." Adam goes, "Well, okay. This is nice and everything, but how about a wife?" And Get Your Mind goes, "Oh yeah, sure. I'll make a wife out of your rib." So he took his rib and he made a new woman. And Adam was like, "Is this Eden then?" He goes, No, this is Eve. You know, like evening. He goes, "Well, who's Eve? Eden." I still don't know who Eden is. I don't know. And so Adam and Eve, they frolicked around the Garden of Eden. Who Eden is, they never knew. And Gitchamandu said, "Okay, look, I got one rule. I don't want you eating these apples, all right? This is an apple tree, and you can eat anything else here. We got the chocolate chip muffin tree over there, and the Dr. Pepper brook. Everything else here is paradise. But don't eat the apples, all right? I'm saving those." And they're like, "Yeah, sure. What do we care? We got everything else we need." But day comes, and Eve's walking around by herself, and a snake comes down out of a tree. And he goes, "Hey, Eve." She goes, "How do you know my name?" He goes, "Oh, I'm Satan. I know everything." And then she goes, "How did you learn to talk? I didn't think the animals could talk. I thought we were the only ones who could talk in here." He goes, No, never mind that. "Listen, why don't you eat one of those apples?" He goes, "Well, Creator told me not to eat the apple. I do what I'm told. I'm a good girl." And the snake goes, "Nah, go ahead. He just doesn't want you eating that apple because it'll make you like him. You'll be like God. You'll know that's the tree of knowledge. And you'll know the difference between good and evil. But you have to eat that apple because you don't know what evil is yet." Right? Is that how she learned evil? Yeah, exactly. That was the first time she disobeyed God. Until she ate that apple, it wasn't like it was a poison apple or something. But Satan had to trick her into eating the apple. So then, once she disobeyed God, then she knew what it meant to disobey. That's what I figured out. Oh, it's so deep. Yeah. So she takes a big bite of that apple, and she immediately feels guilty. And she's like, "Oh, man, what did I do that for? That was stupid." And, pretty soon, here comes Adam. He's like, "Hey, honey, I'm back from naming all the birds. You want to hear the birds I named? I'm calling that one a robin. That one's an eagle." She said, "No, wait, here. Why don't you try some of this apple?" He goes, "Oh, gross. You already bit into it. I don't want to get your germs." Germs. Let's call them germs. Yeah. Because you have to name everything, She goes, No, I want you to, the snake told me to eat it. He goes, "The snake told you to eat an apple even though the Creator told you not to? And you listen to the snake. Okay. Well, let me try it." And he takes a bite. Now he knows what it's like to disobey God. And suddenly they feel just guilty. Like, man, what did we do? That was stupid. Satan goes slithering off or something. Well, pretty soon, they're walking around and they look down like, "Hey, I'm not wearing any pants." "Sweetie, you're not even wearing a bra." "No, All this time I never noticed, but we're naked. So they hid in the bushes, and Adam made a little fig leaf, G-string. Yeah. Eve, she made a little bra out of leaves and stuff. A little dress or something, I don't know. And God comes down and he goes, Adam, where are you? And Adam, he had never lied before, so he didn't know how to lie. He goes, I'm hiding in the bushes, Creator. He goes, why are you hiding in the bushes? He goes, I feel so ashamed. We ate the apple. We disobeyed your one arbitrary rule. But Eve made me do it. And she's like, oh, thanks a lot. Blame it on me. And Kichimanadu goes, man, I gave you this whole garden, and all you had to do was name the animals and the germs and stuff. But now, because you disobeyed me, I'm kicking you out. You can go toil in the fields. See how you like that? Yeah, guess what? You're picking rock in the field. Yeah, I could magically just make it grow, but no, you're going to have to work like a farmer. And here's some old, animal skins. Why don't you kill animals and eat them? Oh, you like apples so much? Go grow some outside. No more. You can't be in the Garden of Eden. Yeah, you know who Eden is? Eden is this lock I just put on the door. You can't come back. I kicked him out. Pretty much for good, I guess. Yep. And this is the story of Adam and Eve from the Bible. Don't look at me, I don't like it. I didn't write it. It's in the Bible. Oh yeah, we believe Jesus, but we don't believe in the Bible. Hey, listen, it's in your Bible. It really happened. Just the way I said it. Nijo good. The second day. Huh, sweetie. You know it. Hey, heavy flow's back, sweetie. Well, BOOZHOO, heavy flow. DNA. Definitely Native American. That's what DNA means for heavy flow. FBI. Full-blooded Indian. Yeah. And Ruby is here. BOOZHOO, Ruby. Who else is here? My nephew's name is Eden. Sequoia Hummingbird has a nephew named Eden. A nephew? Eden. Sounds like a girl's name to me. Me too, actually. But whatever. I met a girl named Michael. Yeah, me too. You can kind of swap out names like that now. Yeah. Aubrey, your grandpa. Yeah. But, so, today is Tuesday. You know what that means, sweetie? Dig, if you will, a picture day? It's Dig, if you will, a picture day on BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. Today, dig, if you will, this picture of Morgan Freeman. You pulled that out again, did you? Yeah. And Jimi Hendrix. Go ahead. Take as long as you need. No, that's impossible. Why? Because they never lie on the news? They look exactly alike. Yeah. Same nose, same smile, same eyes. He's just much older. I thought Jimi Hendrix committed suicide. No, he was, they said he died from an alcohol overdose. Yeah. But what he overdosed on was like a whole, remember those big jug red wine people would get in the 70s? Yeah, the big family jug. Yeah. You get like a gallon of wine in a glass bottle. Somebody had forced like either one of those or three of those or something. When he died, he had a whole, like a gallon of, he suffocated from being forced to drink. I think the mob came in and killed him by shoving booze and then, who knows, shooting him up with heroin or whatever he died of. Or he didn't die at all, is what I'm suggesting, I guess. Is that they faked all of that. And, he laid low for a while, and then he came back, changed his name. And the Illuminati gave him a job in Hollywood. And now he's Morgan Freeman. Freeman. I am Jimi Hendrix. No, I'm Morgan Freeman. And this has been, Dig If You Will, a Picture Day. That's right, sweetie. Dig If You Will this picture. I'm not saying this is 100% fact. I'm just suggesting, just dig the picture. What do you think? Could that really be the same guy? And if that's true, does it open? Let's go down the rabbit hole. It's like, what do you mean? Jimi Hendrix didn't really die. They always say that when Elvis dies, or Michael Jackson dies, or Prince dies, or David Bowie. Well, maybe they don't really die. Maybe these are actors on a world stage, playing famous people. And they just retire the famous person. They fake. And then that actor puts on. I've heard that John Lennon didn't really die. And he became, not Bill Gates, the other one. Oh, Apple computer guy? Yeah. Speaking of Garden of Eden and apples. That guy who died of cancer, the skinny. Everybody knows him, but I don't. That he was actually John Lennon. That they faked John Lennon's death, took him off the world stage. Paul McCartney, I guess he didn't really die. They just swapped him. No, he actually did die, and they got someone to pretend to be Paul McCartney all these years later. I don't know. That's just what I learned on the internet, sweetie. Well, it must be true. It's got to be true. I like it when people say, oh, what'd you learn out on the internet? You can't believe everything you read on the internet. It's like, yeah, okay. I can't believe everything I read in libraries either. Where do you do your research? Oh, I went to the Library of Congress. Well, I went to YouTube. But today, sweetie, yeah. Gigamena wanna go dibishka. Oh, you remembered. Ladies and gentlemen, Natasha's birthday. Gigamena wanna go dibishka. Gigamena wanna go dibishka. Gigamena wanna go dibishka. Gigamena wanna go dibishka. And many more. Oh, sweetie, this has been the best birthday ever. All right, should I tell him the truth? Yeah, you better. It's not really her birthday. No. But if it was, that's how I'd sing it to you. If it was my birthday, would you pop out of a cake? Yeah, I'd pop out of a cake like Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday, Mr. President. I'm obviously having an affair with you, says Marilyn Monroe. Giga women, I wanna go see Dibishka. Remember that? Yeah. When Marilyn Monroe popped out of a cake with singing for JFK. Yep. That's probably why he got shot. Yeah, no kidding. But his wife was behind it. He's all like, would you quit with the flirty singing, Marilyn? My wife is right here. I don't want her to get mad and, somehow arrange for the CIA to shoot the back of my head off. Oh, you don't think she's crazy enough to do that? Get to know her. But, giga. In the word, the phrase for I will see you again, we say giga wabi. How do you say it? Giga waba min. Giga means you. Ga is like the future. Giga, you will. Minawane. Gozi. be happy, Dibishka. Or so, you, happy birthday to you is kind of, this is how I piece it together in Ojibwe. Yeah. Gigamela wanna gozi Dibishka. Gigamela wanna gozi Dibishka. Gigamela wanna do gozi Dibishka. La-di-da-di-da-da. Do you think the birthday song is satanic? Do I think it's satanic? Or the birthday ritual? No. What? Why? Well, I was just thinking about it the other day. You know, like we make a cake and we put like, you know, emblems and decorations on it. Yeah. And then we put these like candles. And we turn down the lights. We sing a sacred song. That's true. And then you blow out the candles. You know, it's a ritual. It's definitely a ceremony. Yeah. And then you make a wish, but you can't tell anybody or the wish won't come true. You know what? You might be onto something there. Our birthday is satanic. You put on these pointy hats. That looks like something out of Freemasonry. Yeah. Put on a pointy witch's hat. Put candles, like in a church or in a satanic ritual, on a cake. You know, they have cakes for weddings, but they don't put candles on a wedding cake. But for your birthday, they burn wax. It's almost like it is like a ritual, kind of like a offering. You know, is it kind of like in a biblical, when they build rock things and they'd offer their children to not Baphomet, but Moloch or Baal or whoever. Yeah. And then you light candles. Everyone, you shut off the lights. And they do this monotone, you know, the kid sits there at the table and everyone else sings at them. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, like what is the song? Yeah, where's that song come from? Is that some sort of Aleister Crowley, you know, Church of Satan chant? Happy birthday, little kid. Okay, blow out your candle. Spread your spit and germs all over this, you know, cake we're all going to eat, so we all get sick. And then what happens? They give him gifts. I've wrapped a gift for you. Open it up. It's your birthday. It's the anniversary of when you were born, so I bought you Stretch Armstrong. Invite your friends over. And then you play weird games like pin the tail on a donkey. Oh, what is that? It's like Eyes Wide Shut party. It's like an Eyes Wide Shut party. Yeah, forget it. No more birthdays. That's what I say. And then, of course, we got Agua Ching, outside. Yesterday, I wanted to talk about the outsiders. Agua Ching. Dig, if you will, at this picture, you guys. The outsiders. Agua Ching. It's a story about being outside and being a greaser. But Agua Ching is our word for outside. Bindig means inside. So if you want to tell people to come inside, like in your store or welcome, you would say Bindigay. Bindigay. Come inside. Not BOOZHOO. Yeah, like all the signs in town. Yeah. In Bemidji, you know, somebody got a grant to like put up Ojibwe signage everywhere. And they had to ask somebody to go, how do you translate the word library into Ojibwe? Some guy's like, what, you mean like the book house? Mazinigan wigwam or something? But then all these stores that would have the door, the one side of the door would say, welcome. You know, this I would say, bonjour. Like, why are you saying hello? You should say bindige. But outside, inside. I was on the outside, sweetie, and looking inside. I went up the down staircase. I've always been an outsider, sweetie. Are you really? Yeah. A loner, a rebel. Are you a loner and a rebel? Yeah. Much like Emilio. Let me make this picture big. Dig, if you will, this picture, you guys. And all the movie stars that came from this. It's actually a book. But you got your Emilio Estevez, right? From The Breakfast Club. Charlie Sheen's brother. You know, he cut those sleeves right off the t-shirt. Put some grease in his hair. Then there's Patrick Swayze. He died. But that didn't stop him from, you know, dirty dancing with his old girlfriend. And eventually possessing Whoopi Goldberg. You know, Whoopi Goldberg's real name is Karen. It's not Whoopi. No, it's not Goldberg either. So, surprise, surprise. She's not really Jewish. And that's Matt Damon, you know, my bodyguard. He was like a big star. He was like the biggest star at the time. And then his career kind of went away. And then there's that dude from the Atkins commercials. Whatever his name is. I'll think of it in a minute. Not Matthew Broderick. He was a superstar. There's Tom Cruise before he got his teeth fixed. Yeah, that is Tom Cruise, isn't it? Yeah, Tom Cruise had kind of a bit part. Then there's C. Thomas Howell. And then my favorite, Johnny LaRusso. That's Ralph Macchio. Yeah, that was the Karate Kid. Well, you know, back in the days, before Ralph Macchio learned karate, when he was growing up, he lived in a poorer part of town. He was an outsider. He and his brothers and his brother's friends and his friend all lived together in a big house. Their parents were dead or something. And unlike in comic books, you don't just get to be a superhero just because your parents are dead. But they're all living together, being in a gang. And this was a gang back in the good old days. Back in the days of our grandfathers. Just because you're in a gang didn't mean you had to wear your pants hanging off your butt. You could have a belt and wear it around your waistline. That was fine. And you'd put some hair product in. You'd put some gel. Put a little Johnny Depp in your hair. Yeah. You know, they greased their hair and they were known as greasers. Well, on the other side of town, there were the rich, preppy kids. They didn't wear grease in their hair. They had hair dryers and they'd wear Prel and then condition their hair nice, but then they just blow it out and had a dry look. And they were known as the Soshas. And they didn't like the outsiders. They didn't like the greasers. And once in a while, the Soshas would have a gang brawl with the greasers. Because the Soshas, even though they were rich and had their own cars and their parents were, you know, they came from 2-parent homes and they were like on their way to college and had good lives, they still wanted to fight the greasers who didn't have parents and who would smoke even though they were just teenagers and that. So day comes, and they're like, okay, outsiders, we're going to go fight the Soshas. Put on your sleeveless tank tops. Put the grease in your hair. You know, it's like, should we grab our guns? No, this is the 50s. We don't fight with guns. You can have a switchblade, maybe a bicycle chain, but it's mostly going to be just, you know, karate and boxing. Kickboxing, I guess. And so the night comes, they go out to the playground. They're like, all right, let's start fighting. And I don't know what happens, if a whistle's blown or how they start. Maybe they start with insults. Hey, fatty! You think they just start insulting each other? Yeah. Oh, you look like a homosexual in that shirt. Oh, really? Why don't you come here and say it to me? I'm saying it to you over here. You know. Dumbs are fighting words. Whatever. And then they start fighting. And all the fight goes on, you know. guys are punching and kicking, and bicycle chains are flying through the air. And when the dust settles and the Socs are chased out of their neighborhood, I see on the ground lying there is one of the Socs. He's dead. He'd been stabbed. And sitting next to him was little Johnny LaRusso, the Karate Kid. He's holding a bloody knife. I'm like, what did you do, Johnny LaRusso? Johnny boy, what did you do? Because I stabbed him with my knife. Because, hey, you dummy, you're not supposed to kill those guys. We're just fighting them for fun. I thought you were a karate expert. Why couldn't you use the crane on him or something? You know? I mean, even Cobra Kai shows some mercy. They don't just stab people. And Johnny was like, oh, I killed him. Sorry. Like, you better get out of town. I want you to go Agua Ching. I want you to go outside and live in the country. Here, you can take Pony Boy with you. That's the other thing. They all had like really fruity nicknames for a bad gang. That's what happens when you don't let black people in your gang. You end up giving yourselves nicknames like Pony Boy, Soda Pop, you know, Dally. But so Johnny Boy and Soda Pop go out and hide out in an old church and out in the country. And they buy some supplies, some sandwich stuff, and Coke in a bottle, cigarettes. And they dye their hair blonde, and they hunt rabbits out there. And they're just laying low until the cops stop looking for Johnny LaRusso, the Karate Kid turned murderer. Well, something happens where, I'm not sure, I forget how this works in the movie and in the book. They either go buy a house on fire and save the family, or they accidentally set their own house on fire when a family goes in there. But they save a little girl or something. But burning beam falls on Johnny LaRusso. He's like, oh no, I'm crushed. And they get him to the hospital. And all the outsiders get together and like, oh, Johnny boy, what'd you do? What'd you do to your tough hair? You dyed it blonde. You got a haircut. That looks weird. And worse yet, you're going to die. And yeah, he goes, Pony boy, where are you? And C. Thomas Hall comes over to the bedside. He goes, yeah, I'm here. I'm here, Johnny boy. Wax on, wax off, whatever. He goes, listen, stay golden, Pony boy. Stay golden. And he dies. And this is a story. Is that how abruptly it ends? Yeah, I think so. Then the credits go up and they go, yeah, have fun reading about Johnny dying. The end. But later on, she'd write more books. The Outsiders, written by a girl. Written by a broad. Written by some broad named S.E. Hinton. This has been today's literature review. Are we getting into the literature review bit now? Yeah. I think I'm going to start incorporating that into the language and culture. Reviewing books. Because we've already reviewed, Where the Wild Things Are. And Corduroy. The Outsiders. Even if you haven't read it, you probably will read it in 8th grade English class. Not because your English teacher necessarily cares about the work of S.E. Hinton, or to teach you about the history of, I don't know what, the 50s or the 60s or something. But because there's an hour-and-a-half movie with Tom Cruise and C. Thomas Howell and Ralph Macchio. Oh, he's so macho. He's the macho man. Macho man. But because, she can waste, that's like 2 full days of class time. Your teacher doesn't have to do anything. She just pops in the old VCR. Okay, kids, remember that book we read, Outsiders? Here's a movie. And then your assignment's going to be, what were some differences you noticed in the movie? Which was better, the movie or the book? Like, it's so stupid to compare. Oh, the book is way better. The book is way longer. But the book doesn't have any visuals or a soundtrack or people acting out the words. Every movie's better than the book. And that goes double for Shakespeare. Yeah. The Outsiders. Agua Ching. Agua Chingers. Sweetie. Agua Ching. Bindig. Inside. I was on the outside. I was looking inside. I was on the outside looking inside. Do you want to get up here, sweetie? I could get up there. You got something to say to the BOOZHOO crew? I got a thing or two I want to say. I got something to tell y'all. It's one of those hot nights. You sound like Paul Stanley. I got a question for y'all. Anyway, how about a song before? You guys want to hear Natasha sing a song? Natasha, I'm going to play Fix You. Oh, I love that song. Yeah. This is Natasha on the piano. Miigwech bizendawieg. Thank you for listening. When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse, and tears come streaming down your face, when you lose something you can't replace, when you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home. ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey everybody, BOOZHOO. Mika, what is he, Aguaching? Beautiful outside, Aguaching. That's our word for today. Aguaching. Greasers and associates. Rumbles in the playground. Life can be dangerous. What side of the tracks are you from? Are you blue blood? Are you a full blood? Do you come from royal stock? Or are you common base and popular? I don't know, the inside. I kind of came from the upper crust of the low class. I was, my parents had 2 used cars. I came from a 2 used car household. We were doing pretty well. We had a nice house. But I grew up in a speed trap town. I grew up in a poor, small, little rural village up in the great north woods of northern Minnesota, on the lakes of Gabacona. Have you seen her? La-dee-dee-dee-dee. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And then I feel her from across the room. Yes, it's love in the 3rd degree. Ooh, baby, baby, I think I'll say a prayer. I'll offer some tobacco to my creator. Get your money do, Great Spirit. Taka otapanani wi asema. Please accept my tobacco. Get your money do. Mikwech ka ishi ka kina ke ku ka ishi chikeya nungum. Thank you for everything that you do today. Mikwech ka ishi pamadaziyan. Thank you for my life. Mikwech away Mika wadazi agwaching. Thank you for this beautiful outside. Miigwech ka ishi way back. Thank you for the weather. Miigwech for the BOOZHOO crew. Miigwech for our show. Miigwech for Indinaway Magana Doog. Miigwech ka ishi Indinaway Magana Doog. Thank you for all my relations. Yeah, my cousins and my uncles and aunts and my parents and nieces and nephews and those relatives, but also the relations, the cousins you're not really related to, but they're still family. Your brothers from another mother, or my brothers from another mother, my sisters from another mister, the BOOZHOO crew, I guess. Miigwech for opening my eyes. Right before the show, I got off the phone with a friend. And we were talking about all these bad things that are happening in the world. You know, the news every day. There's a new story about something that would give you cause to really be afraid of the future. They've been doing it for years now. Something really bad's just about to happen right around the corner. It's all going to go up in smoke. You got a million reasons to be afraid and sad for the future. And just a couple of reasons to go, you know what? I'm not worried. I think things are going to be great, even if they fall apart. I don't know, whatever. Thank you for opening my eyes and knowing that, actually, even though the only reason to think things will be fine is I believe you're in charge. I believe you're going to take care of me. Because you have so far. So miigwech for taking care of me, taking care of us. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't care. I think everything's going to be fine. And it's such a relief to not be, I don't know, so filled with anxiety all the time. I used to be such a worrywart, creator. And just in the last couple of years, kind of probably because of coming out here and praying every day. But having a show, counting my blessings, and then just having a little faith that you will take care of stuff, has really cheered me up. So thank you, miigwech. Chi miigwech gichi manadu. Great, thanks. La di da da do 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 do. Oh ka hey hey miigwech bisandawi egg. Thank you for listening. Apeyenge. Amen. Yeah, I used to be just a nervous wreck. People didn't really know that about me. I was also a pretty good actress. I could pretend to be real cool. I was always making jokes and acting like I was happy-go-lucky. But I used to wake up, probably like a lot of you too. I would wake up with this feeling of dread. I was always an early riser because I'd wake up kind of like, I gotta get going. I'm in trouble. I don't want to be late. I don't want to lose my job. I hate my job, but I don't want to lose my job because I have no money. That was always the thing. I didn't want to lose my job because I was always desperately needing money. Not sure where rent was going to come from. But if I kept the job, if I didn't get fired, I'd have just enough for rent. Maybe some groceries. If I didn't go crazy and, living paycheck to paycheck. I was afraid. And then I had tons of anxiety about, just getting into trouble. Whether it was at work, getting arrested, not paying a bill, bad credit, getting sick. People getting mad at me. Conflicts in the family. I was explaining to my friend, when you're a nervous wreck, there's an ideal that you've made up in your head. If I can just take care of all this and do this and not, then nobody will get mad at me. I won't have to feel guilty about being a bad granddaughter. I don't feel guilty about being a bad sister. Nobody will have any reason to get mad at me. And I won't get fired and I won't, There's no way to ever be good enough, do good enough, work hard enough, sacrifice enough to ever achieve that place where you're no longer worried. I told my friend, I think we need to watch Fight Club again. We need to hang out and watch Fight Club. The philosophy of Fight Club is letting go. Sometimes, even alcoholics will say, you gotta let go and let God. Sometimes you need to let go with the flow. See where He takes you. Quit trying to control everything. And when you go with the flow, now you don't be worried. Let the river steer you. You gotta just give up. Quitting is underrated. Be a quitter. You might have to quit your job. You might have to quit your relationship. You might have to quit drinking. Quit, I say. Quit everything. Let go. I think, for me, that worked out. Maybe for you, you got to keep your job at Walmart. Oh, no, I can't. I got 10 years in at Walmart. I'm an assistant manager. I got real responsibilities. Yeah, well. I never cared too much for money. Money can't buy me love. Do, 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 do. I don't care too much for money. Money can't buy me love. I think I'll go back and see what Nanaboozhoo's up to. Where'd my teleporter go? I'll have to use telekinetic. Okay, Boozhoo. How did you know I wanted you to call? I heard it in my head. That's insane. Did you want me to pick you up? Yeah, could you teleport me, please? You got it. Just going to scan for your coordinates real quick. Okay. 1 to teleport. Make it so, number 1. Nah. Oh, there she is. Yeah, thank you. How is it, Agua Ching? It's beautiful. I love that little flowery meadow we go. Yeah. But I wanted to come back in and see what was up here. Oh, that's good. I wanted to come bindigay. Or bindig. How do you say it? Bindigay is coming. Bindig. Inside. It's going to be bindig. Inside. I was talking about anxiety. Oh, were you? Yeah. And Fight Club. Don't you know that the first rule of Fight Club is you never talk about Fight Club? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what John Redcorn reminded me. John Redcorn said, first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Fight Club's a great movie, though. Yeah, I know. I love it. And Meatloaf is in it. If we watch Fight Club again, we'll have, if I feel sad because Meatloaf is dead. Yeah, probably. Baby, we can talk all night. Just don't mention Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. I poured it on and I poured it out. I tried to show you just how much I cared. I'm tired of words and I'm too hoarse to shout. But you've been cold to me so long. I'm crying icicles instead of tears. And all I can do is you're crying icicles instead of tears. It's a little hyperbolic. Yeah. Hey, you're so cold. My tears are like icicles. What am I going to do? I don't know. So what else is going on today? You got any more pictures we can share for dig, if you will, a picture? How about this one, sweetie? Planet Earth. Dig, if you will, a picture. That's Mother Earth. Mama Aki. You and I engage in a kiss. This is what they call the blue marble. Everyone's seen it. It's on every science textbook that was ever printed. It's on the back of a lot of phones. The blue marble, a 100% accurate photograph from a spaceship in outer space. You see, kids, back in the days of the grandfathers, in 1968, I really need to know the dates. Between 1968 and 1974 or Or is it 69 and 75? I don't know. 4. In the late 60s and early 70s, the United States government claimed to fly to the moon and back 6 times with 6 different crews by shooting a rocket into space, flying to the moon, which is thousands of miles, they said, away from the planet Earth, out in space. And they played golf and drove a dune buggy. And then these Freemasons got back in their spaceships and flew back 6 times in 3 years. It was only 3 years, so 69 to 72. That's what I think it was. And on the last time, on Apollo 17, the last time they were flying back from the moon, the round ball of dust that is floating in space, they said, hey, let's take 1 photo of the Earth. I said, okay, good idea. I still have 1 left on my camera. I didn't take any during these 6 trips or whatever. So they put their head out the window. I guess there's a window that you never see, but they took a photograph of the Earth. And they said, oh, that looks just like a marble, huh? Let's call it the blue marble. And this is the only photo NASA says is a real photograph from outer space. Every other picture of the Earth is some kind of composite Photoshop painting thing that they created on a computer. But this one is the one real photograph. Dig, if you will, a picture. And if you don't believe that, you might be thinking, oh, maybe Natasha's lying. Maybe she just doesn't know. There must be thousands of pictures of the Earth. We got dozens of pictures of Mars. Why wouldn't they have a picture of the Earth? Nope. Just this one. They have a picture from the moon. They call the Earthrise. It's a half moon. But this is the only one that was actually taken from the spaceship in outer space to prove that the Earth is a sphere. It doesn't prove that it spins because it's just one shot. But dig, if you will, a picture that sums up everything but why I don't believe NASA. Yeah. There's no way we live on a spinning ball, and there's absolutely 0 evidence for it. Anyway, just wanted to either blow your mind or have you think I was crazy. And this has been Mama Aki, Mother Earth. So, what do you think, sweetie? Should we call it a show? Might be time. Should I ask for money? You can ask for money. Hey, everybody. If you'd like to support the show, you can click the links in the description to support us on Patreon or PayPal or GoFundMe. And we also have books for sale. Michael has books for sale on Amazon.com. Ojibwe language books and comics. Books like What Happened to Dog in Maingan? Isn't it on there anymore? I thought we had a dog. Here it is. Dog and Maingan. A counting book in Ojibwe. It's just like a little kid's picture book. But Dog speaks English, and he counts in English. And Maingan, which means wolf, he counts in Ojibwe. All the way up to 10. Bejig nijnes weni wen. Nanin en in godwaswe. Nijwaswe. Nishwaswe. Jungaswe and middaswe. We will count to 10 in Ojibwe moen. You got anything you want to add before I land the plane? No, that was good. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. And everybody, just want to say me quetch bissen dawi egg. Thank you for listening. Dush. I did it again, sweetie. I know, you're looking for that new intro music? Yeah. Me quetch ganawabi egg. And thank you for watching BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This over here. This is NANABOOZHOO. NANABOOZHOO. Okay, miigwech. This is Michael Lyons, the rock star cartoonist. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. And I will see you again. Gee-ga-wabba-min. Sweetie pie. 1 to teleport. See you tomorrow. Make it so number 1.